Guys, welcome to today's video. As you can see, growing the moustache for November. Still got a wee bit to go, but yeah, hope all you guys are doing well and having a good Saturday. This video is from the Queen's Park Rangers and Manchester City game today. It was a very pulsating clash, very end to end. Queen's Park Rangers should have won the game, there's no question about that, so I'll give you some of the analysis from that. Well, this was obviously the game. Could Manchester City recover from the poor result midweek against CSK Moscow and what has been a pretty, minus Sergio Aguero, poor season so far, with him being the only player that's scored more than 2 goals this season. Navas had an early effort, it was just over the bar. QPR 2 goals disallowed. There was a ball played in towards Charlie Austin. He was clearly offside and he headed into the net. And then in a bizarre moment, Joe Hart takes a free kick for Manchester City. He's hit the ball twice and the ball's gone to Charlie Austin and he's scored. Now in the rules of the game, what would had to have happened was Hart had to retake the free kick because he's double touched and it's not left the box in the first touch, so he had to take the free kick again, and City got away with that one. But QPR were not to be denied. Manchester City were in disarray at the back. This was a team that was missing company and had Demichelis at the back and Mangala, who for 32 million is not looking the part, has to be said, and playing Clichy and Sanya. Don't know why Zabaleta wasn't starting, and I have no idea where Kolarov is. Maybe he's injured and I'm missing something, but I haven't seen him in a while now. Manchester City, like I said, were in disarray, and Austin came very close to making it 1-0, and it was a very good save by Joe Hart. Mangala, like I said, has been so poor. You pay £32 million for a player and he's just not performing. It's not good. You'd expect to be at a certain standard. Charlie Austin deservedly put Queen's Park Rangers ahead. Mangala played him onside. It was a good ball through. Charlie Austin did well to stay onside and it was a great finish, and QPR took the lead, and it had been coming. They deserved to be in the lead. Yaya Toure had a good effort, went just over the bar, but City had been very poor and were deservedly behind. QPR had been first to every ball and looked good value for the lead. Great ball through by Mangala. It was a great ball over the top to Sergio Aguero, who was actually offside. Takes a great first touch and controls the ball really well, puts the ball into the back of net, but he does control it with his arm, so there's 2 instances of a foul there, and the goal definitely shouldn't have stood, but that was level. Sergio Aguero certainly makes Manchester City look better. He certainly makes them tick. When he's not there, they look a very ordinary side, and I believe that if it wasn't for Sergio Aguero, they would be in Liverpool's position right now, sitting kind of 6th or 7th, and we're doing worse than they are in they're doing worse than they are in the Champions League as well. Charlie Austin looked a constant threat for QPR, been a constant danger, and even though he's obviously been offside, he has finished well each time. Richard Dunn arguably should have gone. He had a high foot on, I think it was Nasri. He's hit him on the thigh and it's got studs showing. Arguably he should have gone for that. Could have been 2-1 to QPR. It was a shot deflected off a Leroy Fer and off Demichelis, and that went for a corner. And this was obviously going into the second half. It was an action-packed first half, as I was saying. Nasri drove a ball across goal. Before that, Yaya Toure couldn't get there. It was 2-1 to Queen's Park Rangers. It was a great ball in by Charlie Austin and an own goal off of Demichelis. He's just kind of in no man's land. The ball's coming towards Zamora, and he's made a complete mess of it, and he's headed it past Joe Hart, and it was 2-1. Manchester City were very poor defensively, there's no question. Aguero picked up on a mistake by Joey Barton. He tried to head it back to Rob Green. He went round Rob Green, but the defender blocked it off the line and it wasn't to be, and it looked like Manchester City were going to lose the game and not going to get there, as Milner had a header cleared off the line. Then he had a shot that was cleared as well, and Yaya Toure had a shot that he was going to hit, and defender gets a block, and it just didn't look like it was going to be their night. And then a spectacular effort from Eduardo Vargas. Ball comes in towards him, hits the overhead kick, and it goes just wide the target. It was a really spectacular effort. Again, the City defence were nowhere to be seen, as they were for most of this game, it had to be said, and Joe Hart certainly dug them out a lot of times in this game. It would have been a travesty if Manchester City equalised, but unfortunately for the home side, Manchester City did equalise. It was another long ball over the top. It was towards Yaya Toure. Terrific control by Sergio Aguero. This time there was no doubt about this goal. He wasn't offside. There was no handling. He had 4 players around him and the goalkeeper, and he still managed to lift it over him into the back of net. It was a really great goal, but Aguero was a world-class striker, there's no question. And that was the equaliser. It ended all square. It ended all square. It was a very eventful game. Queen's Park Rangers should have won the game. We're very unfortunate not to have won the game. But Manchester City, you look at, is the title race over? They're 8 points behind at this stage, and that's an awful lot at this stage. And the way Chelsea are playing at the moment, they don't look like they're going to lose anytime soon, in my opinion. And it's a lot of points right now, and they've already lost 2 games and could easily have lost today. And something's really got to change. I mean, you're paying these players all that kind of money, and if they're not going out there and doing it on the pitch, and I think one of the biggest problems behind it is all the nonsense with Yaya Toure in the summer, with the stuff he was coming out with. I think that the dressing room's an imbalance. It was something that Mancini suffered from, and maybe that's something that Pellegrini's suffering from. You need someone to go in there, whether it be a manager, whether it be like a coach, and someone to kind of sort those guys out, sort the egos out, and get things going, because Manchester City and Chelsea should be competing on an even level, and Manchester City should be doing a lot better in Europe, and they're not. But Queen's Park Rangers were excellent today, and that's the thing with them. They play very well against the big sides, but they've been dropping points against the sides around them. Now they've got 3 very crucial games coming up. They have home game against Burnley, Hull, and is that Crystal Palace or Sunderland, the other one, I believe. But they're 3 must-win games if they're to stay up this season. They've certainly got the quality. They've certainly got the players. Certainly on their day that they can defeat teams. And if Charlie Austin can get a chance in front of goal, he looks deadly. He really could. He looks a real top player. It's a shame he didn't move to the Premier League sooner. To be honest, he's looking very good. So it's going to be very interesting. You look at the league, and okay, Burnley won today, but I still think they're a dead cert to go down. The rest of the teams, you just don't know. I mean, Palace was starting to fall down there. Sunderland obviously picked up a win against them midweek. Crystal Palace again lost today against Manchester United. And then you've got Hull, who have been very poor. I mean, they've obviously lost against Burnley today. Hull, with the players they have, shouldn't really be down there. And you've also got Leicester City, who have been on a bit of a losing run as well. So there's a few teams down there, so it's very difficult to say who will go down. But I do think that Burnley's a dead cert, despite winning today. I just don't think they have enough, and I think they will finish rock bottom. Who else will go down? I think we're going to see that shaped up by kind of January, Christmas, kind of January time. You'll see what teams are kind of looking more likely to go down. At the moment, it's just too close to tell. Looking at the other side of the table, Southampton have been a real revelation. They're second in the table. People feared the worst for them. They sold Lallana, they sold Luke Shaw, they obviously sold Ricky Lambert as well. But they brought in Pella. They brought in. Oh man. They brought in. Oh, I cannot remember his name. Oh, that's so embarrassing. But they brought those 2 guys in, and they've been fantastic together. And Southampton are second in the league, and they're above Manchester City. Another team that's doing really well is West Ham. They're in 4th position, and they've made some great signs with Enner Valencia, Miro Zarate. They've also signed Alex Song. So they've both done really well. It's certainly a very interesting season, and should shape up kind of over the Christmas period. We'll see the true form of teams. Okay, well that's it for this video. There will be another video in a few days certainly, and thank you for watching. Follow on Twitter, ask any questions, and I hope you like the video. Thank you, bye bye.